Good afternoon. I myself is Hao Yu. Very honored to moderate today's session. I myself works in the Enterprise Ireland Senior Market Advisor. I'm really working for the promotion of the pet food industry of Ireland in China. First, on behalf of the embassy, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. Today's event is jointly hosted by the Enterprise Ireland and the EU SME Centre. And today's roadshow is to promote Ireland's food pet industry to China. First, we'd like to thank you for your support. Due to COVID-19, we can only invite limited friends to come to the site, and we can only invite part of our friends in Beijing to attend today's event. And many of the other friends can only join online, but still we hope that you can learn more about Ireland, especially about the pet food industry in Ireland. We have 6 enterprises. They are in for nutrition, Irish dog food, Tonisity, Auranta, Furchild Pet, and Origin Valley Pet Nutrition. And later, every company is going to introduce their own product and company to all of you. At the same time, we have invited colleagues from EU SME Centre and Acclime China to share with you some suggestions and analysis of the pet food industry of Ireland and the Chinese market. We sincerely hope that all the friends from the industry can have a better understanding of the industry of pet food in Ireland and can have more exchanges with the businesses from Ireland after the conference. And we can jointly introduce the pet food industry from Ireland to China. Welcome, Ambassador of Ireland, Ms. Derwin, to the opening remarks.
Thank you.
Simon, that's great. Good
afternoon, everyone. I myself is Ambassador of Ireland to China, and welcome and thank you for all of you to be here.
And to guests who are joining us virtually here today. This is our very first event of 2022 in the embassy, and I'm delighted to be able to showcase our exciting and growing pet food sector. Indeed, this is a sector that's dear to my heart, as I worked for many years myself as a veterinary surgeon before joining our Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I especially want to thank our Team Ireland colleagues, Enterprise Ireland, who together with our colleagues at the EU SME Centre, led by Mr. Renzo, have put together this important event. We in Ireland are very aware of how important the pet sector is here in China. Indeed, I myself have witnessed since my arrival here in China the joy that Chinese people derive from their pets. I believe that Ireland can assist with keeping these pets in top condition with the use of our high quality pet foods and pet-focused health products. The pet food market in China is currently worth more than 15.7 billion euro, with the potential to continue to grow over the coming years. Enterprise Ireland have long recognised this potential, and they have been promoting Irish pet food since 2019. We are delighted that 2 of our Irish companies, Inform Nutrition and Tonisity, have gone through the registration process with the Chinese authorities, and they are now selling their top quality pet products here in China. To succeed in a hugely competitive market like China, it is important that research is undertaken. And I know that Ireland have worked closely with Acclime China in collecting market insights to assist our Irish companies. The EU SME Centre have also assisted with market development, and we greatly appreciate this excellent support. This event today aims to facilitate the expansion of Irish exports into China, and I want to acknowledge the support of 6 of our key Irish pet food manufacturers here today. The experience of Inform Nutrition, Irish Dog Food, Tonisity, Auranta, Furchild Pet and Origin Valley Pet Nutrition in this market will be of huge assistance to the industry. I am also sure that you will find the key research details from Acclime China and the in-depth research generated by the EU SME sector to be of benefit in this exciting market. In Ireland, we are very proud of our unrivaled reputation for healthy, wholesome and natural food. And this, of course, is not just food for humans, but for pets also. Our natural sustainably produced food, including our top quality beef and dairy, are consumed all over the world. And we are very proud to export our products to over 180 countries around the globe. These exports were worth 13 billion in 2020. Irish food is trusted around the world, and there is a reason for this. We believe that Ireland has a unique and unbeatable proposition. High quality Irish ingredients combined with the highest food safety and manufacturing standards in Europe deliver innovative and competitive solutions for pet care and nutrition from suppliers that you can trust. I encourage you to source your high quality pet food products from Ireland. Enterprise Ireland are showcasing a selection of pet food and pet care companies to represent the innovative offering of this sector. These range from natural snacks to premium pet food to health and veterinary products that ensure that Chinese pets can be kept in tip-top condition. Inform Nutrition, for example, ensure that each of their formulations is specifically designed to cater for the unique nutritional and taste requirements of different breeds and life stages of both cats and dogs. Their mission is targeted nutrition-based health, which combines the latest scientific research and innovation with in-depth knowledge of animal health and natural medicine. This targeted science-based approach, combined with high-quality ingredients, ensures optimal nutrition for pets, as well as addressing important feed efficiency and sustainability concerns. I'm delighted that Enterprise Ireland, as part of Team Ireland, is working with these companies to assist them in growing their business here in China. They will help to connect Irish companies with the appropriate partners. And I can assure you also that the Irish Embassy here in China will continue to do everything we can to assist in growing this market. So I want to finish by wishing you every success here today. I know that you will find the networking event beneficial for future business growth in this exciting centre. Thank you. See you soon.
当然，本次活动也得到欧盟中小企业中心的大力支
Of
持。
course, today's event also received great support from EU SME Centre. Now let's welcome Director of EU SME Centre, Mr. Renzo to give the opening remarks.
Mr. Renzo to the opening remarks.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Derwin, 尊敬的各位朋友们，大家下午好。
Distinguished friends, good
It
afternoon.
is a great honor for me to have the pleasure and to welcome you all to this virtual roadshow centered on European pet food, organized by the EU SME Centre in collaboration with our partner Enterprise Ireland, and graciously hosted by the Embassy of the Republic of Ireland by Her Excellency Ambassador Derwin. The EU SME Centre, as an EU-funded project, supports European SMEs in getting ready to do business in China and sharing our knowledge and information in various formats and through different channels, covering a wide range of sectors. Today, we are zooming in on one of the most promising markets in China, the pet food supplies and services. Last month, the European Union SME Centre has published a market study on this topic. We are happy to be presenting to you later today the main findings of this report. Just as a preview, I would like to share with you one eye-catching figure. Dog and cat owners in urban areas in China spent in 2020 over 206 billion renminbi, which is the equivalent of about 27 billion euros. And this is only on pet food, supplies, medicines, and services. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this market will likely see a boost in sales, with people spending more time at home and finding their pets to help them curb loneliness and relieve stress. Looking ahead, there is room for sustainable growth in this sector, as pet owners are paying increasingly more attention to their pets' health and nutrition with meals and services such as care and medical attention, all seeing a surge in popularity among consumers. Apart from the introduction to the research findings, the main focus of today's event is to introduce to you 6 pet food companies from Ireland, getting you to know what Irish pet food has to offer to a vibrant market like China. Today's event serves as a teaser, hoping then to bring to your attention more interesting, competitive, and ambitious European SMEs, not only in the pet food sector, but also in other emerging markets in China, which is actually the ultimate mission of the EU SME Centre. To conclude, I would like to wish to this event great success.
And last but not least, I wish the Happy New Year for all of you and happy and healthy. Thank you.
谢谢Renzo。
Thank you, Mr.
为了
Renzo.
更好地帮助爱尔兰宠物食品公
In
司
order
在
to
新亚
better
国
support the pet food companies from Ireland to develop in China, Ireland is Enterprise Ireland working together with Acclime China have done an insight report for the market. And now let's welcome Maxime von Klooster from Acclime to share with you the report.
Marketing insight in China. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to speak about pet food today. I'm also very happy with our collaboration with Enterprise Ireland to research the pet market industry and the pet food industry in China specifically. Our research took sort of 3 directions. So together with Enterprise Ireland, we did a market research for pet food in China. First of all, I work for Acclime. We are an Asian-based regional firm with a focus on accounting and compliance. But next to that, and specifically for China, we also have a market research department because it's very difficult it can be very difficult for Western SMEs to enter the Chinese market, and therefore we incorporated market research firm helping them. So in Asia, we have around 700 people with 180 people based across 4 offices in China. Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Beijing, and Shanghai. Naturally, I work for the Beijing office. I've been almost 10 years in China, and next to leading the consulting firm in China, I also am a partner at the Acclime Group. And well, that's me. Looking at the 5 topics. First, I had the introduction. I quickly zoom into trends of the Chinese pet market and the pet food market, but not too much because the EU SME will also focus on this. Then we slightly talk about foreign players in China, zooming into Irish players and the SWOT analysis. And then I'll end my presentation with the market entry different strategies, which is probably the main part of the presentation. So we have done this research for the past 2 months together with Enterprise Ireland, and these are the initial findings. So we're now finalizing the report, after which we will hand over a final version. Looking at the pet food industry in China, we can see, obviously, as was indicated before, that the disposable income of the Chinese population, specifically for the middle class, is still growing rapidly. And therefore, they have a higher disposable income. And that means that the money being spent on pet food in China, or pets in general, is increasing. This increase comes from 2 factors. First of all, the percentage of the population that has a pet is growing. On the other hand, the money that people spend on their pets, whether they have 1 or more, is also increasing. As you can see, the pet food industry is still growing with an estimated 450 billion RMB in 2023. Then, looking at pets in China, naturally, the biggest amount are both cats and dogs. So in here, we can see 2 graphs. And on the right, I would like to focus on the right graph right now. So here you can see that the total number of pet owners has been increasing to 63 million people in China. Now, that seems like a large number in absolute terms, but relatively compared to developed countries in Europe or in North America, for example, this is still significantly lower. So there is also one of the reasons why we envision a big growth of pets in China. Another interesting fact here is that the number of dog owners is very stable. in 2018, 19, 20, it was relatively stable with a slight decrease in 2020, whereas the number of cat owners has been increasing every year in the past 3 years. Now, this trend for the last 3 years is something that we expect to continue. So we still expect the number of cats to go up in China and the number of dogs to be relatively stable. Part of this is, of course, the pandemic, but the other part is also the pandemic is due to the fact that people want to go less outside. They also, a dog is more expensive, and during the initial 2020, people were watching their income and their savings, so they wanted to spend a little bit less on pets, and therefore they wanted to have cats because it's easier to have them. So these two topics combined mean that the number of cats in China and the family having cats will go up, and the number of dogs will be relatively stable. This is also linked to certain restrictions in certain tier 1 and tier 2 cities, but I will touch upon that in one of the next slides. Then, looking at the pet consumption market, so the pet food, we can see this. I put in 3 pie charts here, but honestly, they're relatively stable. So naturally, the largest money that owners spend on their pet goes to pet food. One of the trends that we can see here that the spending on pet clinics and medical care is actually increasing. So in 2018, that was almost 20%, and that raised with 5% to 25.8% over time. We expect, looking at the total percentages, that this will be relatively stable. So of course, pet food and the spending thereof will be for sure above 50% in the next 2 years. Maybe looking at the number of pet grooming centers and showering centers that is increasing in tier 2 and tier 3 cities in China, that percentage can go up as well. That is still relatively low, right? You can see it's decreasing because of the restrictions of the pandemic that have happened in the past 2 years. Once that is a more stable term. So looking at this graph, we can see that it is again relatively stable. The cat food consumption has been going up, slight decrease in 2020, and the dog consumption also in line with the growth has also been relatively stable. Looking at the distribution of pet owners in China, we can see that we can see 2 interesting things, which I would like to point out. On the one hand, we can see a significant increase in tier 2 city pet owners. They often buy online. The other thing is that Shanghai, who used to be very dominant in 2019 with 19.8, has had a significant decrease. The decrease didn't mean that there is less cats and dogs in Shanghai. It rather means that the other cities have significantly increased their pets. Beijing has been also slightly increased, which is mostly on cats. In Beijing specifically, there is a restriction on dogs within the 5th ring road. So within the 5th ring road, you can only have a dog that is as high as 35 centimeters. And in Guangzhou, I believe it's 71 centimeters. So there you can have already a much bigger dog. And this is checked by the local authorities. So that's not something you can circumvent. You can see in certain tier 2 cities, there are some restrictions. So in Hangzhou, you cannot walk your dog outside between 7 and 7. And the biggest hurdle these days, obviously, is you can't take your dog on or off a leash to any public park in Beijing. So you can't walk your dog in the nicest places. So ideally, if you have a dog, it would be nice to go to Chaoyang Park or go to the Olympic Park, but it's very difficult because you can't enter. That is also a setback. Then looking at the market segmentation for the food. Obviously, dry food and semi-moist foods are by far the biggest shares here. So those 2 categories, they have almost 40% of the market, with wet foods and tracks and supplements, food supplements together having around 30%. Then, of course, for dry food, this is also the easiest one to import, right? So there is less restrictions, and of course, the usage is much more convenient, because when you open a wet food package, you only have a certain amount of time before it expires. So you need to make sure that your cat or dog eats that in time. With dry food, you have less of this burden, and therefore it's a much more popular thing to have. Market segmentation, The only thing I would like to state here is that this is relatively stable with a significant or at least an increase for both cats and dogs in joint protection. So this has been something increasingly popular for the nutrition supplements that are slowly but steadily increasing in their very stable except for joint protection. Then one of the most important trends, which was also elaborated upon at the beginning of the presentation, is the humanization. So most of the pet owners currently are still female, and most of them are post-90s. Liam will share much more about this because they also did an in-depth consumer trend analysis. But the age distribution means that either the owners are relatively young and single or relatively old and single. And therefore, they really treat their pets like their children, and treating them like their children significantly increases their spending. And that is, for the Irish pet food industry, a very good thing. And therefore, a significant growth has been projected there. Then consumer insights. Naturally, online is the biggest percentage. So most people buy their products online, above 80%, with the remainder being now that I look at this pie chart, it's actually above 100. So maybe I have to slightly change this. So we'll get back to this. But online, whether it's 81% or slightly lower, because this is more than 100%, is by far the biggest sales channel, with the second one being the pet stores and the pet hospitals. Now, looking at the foreign players, and this doesn't zoom in yet to the Irish players per se, but gives a general market overview, we can see that Europe has been significantly increasing their registered brands and products. So you not only register the brand at the customs, you also register the product, right? So Europe, the European Union, has increased export with 72.7%. And that's also resulting from more registered sub-brands in the Chinese market. Looking at what has been registered by the local authorities, so you file a registration. Enterprise Ireland knows much more about this, so if you have any questions regarding the registration process, you can direct it to them. But looking at the global applications and the granted licenses for selling those brands locally, and now I'm excluding global e-commerce products, Europe has had a dominating presence with over 44% of all products being registered coming from Europe. America is 28%, which is also quite significant considering the players there, and then the other players have 29% in total. So also looking at this, Canada and Belgium are significant players that have really boosted their registration in the past 5 years. The top 5 countries in terms of the registrations, as I just said, Canada, Belgium, with third, fourth, and fifth, New Zealand, America, and Germany, respectively. All of their brands have been analyzed. I will not share too many details on this, but it would be interesting to have a look and also do a detailed competitor analysis if you're an Irish brand interested in entering the market. Then looking at the SWOT analysis, of course, is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I will not go over every single point, but also interesting here to have a look at this. The strengths of Ireland are, as Madam Ambassador has already mentioned, is the quality of the food and also the global recognition of that quality. So those are 2 very important things. And also for China and the customs registration, the traceability of farm to goal is incredibly important, because without full traceability, you can't obtain the customs registration in order to import the products. Lastly, the wholesome food and ingredients with no additives and over-processing is something very important, because there we can see that having natural products for either the owners or the pets themselves are more important in China, and therefore that is also a good thing to have. The weaknesses are, of course, the transportation cost right now, the limited original raw materials for some of the total packages. So part of the products are sourced locally, others are sourced internationally, and of course without going too much in detail, there needs to be a growth in the awareness of Irish pet food companies in China, and that can be either company focused or can be focused at a brand level. But the opportunities, which I've been talking about in the past 10-15 minutes, are of course the growth of the pet food market in China, the disposable income that leads to more sales, and a growth in trying new products specifically for your pet. The threats are the pet food market is changing and developing rapidly. There's, of course, a lot of products that are fairly similar in terms of ingredients, and therefore companies need to set themselves apart from a localized marketing perspective. The word localized is very important. I will get back to that on the next slide. And the evolving of China's regulatory requirements. Since this year, you also need to do registration for everything at GACC, and it's also expected. It's not easy to register going forward because there's just a lot of registration happening right now, and they take their time. Looking at the market entry, there is two strategies moving forward. There's many strategies, but we have isolated two in this case. The report goes more in detail, but I only had 20 minutes, so we had to make a choice. Looking at the short-term strategies, and to be honest, in the PowerPoint, we have deleted the years. So when you see 1 or 2 years, or in the next slides, 3 to 5 years, please forget about it. We shouldn't think in number of years. So that doesn't exist here. There's two ways moving forward, very, very shortly. First of all is, do you want to have a local presence here? Yes or no? If you do not want a local presence, there's two sub-strategies, which means that you either go through the cross-border e-commerce channels, where you have a very simple registration or no registration at all. But of course, you have very little market and accessibility because they need to buy also through the CBEC channels. If you do want to have a localized product that is for sale in, for example, the pet stores, you can go through a local distributor. So in there, you do not have your own company locally. You have a licensed distributor or reseller that you collaborate with. For CBEC, you have waived VAT and consumption tax reduced by 30%. However, you can only buy it online and only through dedicated e-commerce channels. And the other upside is that the process to go through customs is generally pretty short, so that is good. Lastly, reasons for trading through CBEC is the consumer demand and the policy support, because China has been very favorable on pet food. So there's also an inclination to support these companies. If we look at the different platforms, then of course Tmall is dominant, with Jingdong being the second one. Finding a local distributor can also put you beyond the e-commerce channels, but to the offline stores, to the clinics. However, then you do need more localized knowledge, and very important, you need a localized distributor that understands the local market. Because when you market here, you have to market according to the localized marketing framework. So that's very important. And therefore, what we recommend here, very simple, is you need a very clear market strategy based on research, based on local knowledge and partners, and you focus on your USPs. There's another thing that was changed in the PDF, but and in order to move forward, you fully need to understand not only the CBEC platform business models, but also the localized platforms and how you can be on there. These days, having your own e-commerce store in China is incredibly expensive and incredibly time consuming. So therefore, we do recommend to work with a local partner that can get you on one of the other umbrella stores, or at least advises you properly on how to do the market research. Keep updated with the latest regulatory trends. Incredibly important as well, because you don't want your container to be stopped, especially if it's wet food and it doesn't go through customs, which will lead to a loss. And lastly, localize your market strategy. If you want to have a long-term strategy, then you can either go into a localized WFOE registration, so you have your own company, 100% owned by the overseas entity, or you look at a joint venture structure, which is an equity structure with a local partner. Now, that doesn't need to be a Chinese company. It can also be another foreign player where you team up. There, you have full control of the market, but also your branding, your pricing, and your processing. And the last step in there is focused on processing, which basically means if you want to produce locally, then you can build your manufacturing company. Again, this is not easy. If you do this, we first suggest beyond the market research to do a feasibility study of what it entails financially, operationally, but also regulatory to start a manufacturing company. Because these days there's many licenses required in order to successfully produce in China, because you're working with raw ingredients. So that is something very important. On the upside, if you produce locally, you don't have the transportation expenses anymore, and you can source your products or part of your products locally with the possibility to brand both online and offline. So setting up a WOFE or a joint venture, it gives you access to the retail market. It gives you access through partner agreements or distributing agreements to a wide range in China. And you can still build your own e-commerce store or form under another umbrella store if you want. So lastly, the recommendations they're partially similar, right? So the registration, but also the incorporation process takes time. It's very common for companies that they only want to go to the Chinese market if and when they know that they're going to be profitable here, or if they have made their first deal. But then they start the registration process and they figure out it takes 4 to 6 months to have it done for just a consulting or trading WOFE, because you still need to notarize all documents abroad. You need to send everything, and you need to choose your Chinese name in your corporate framework. So usually this is an investment of time and money. We advise people to register before they sign their first deal. Otherwise, there is a significant delay in the process. Very important is to collaborate with a local business partner, because this is a very competitive and segmented market. So therefore, finding a local business partner who has relevant industry experience, super important, who is engaging in the e-commerce channels or offline channels of pet food specifically. You have to find that person or company and test them. Localize your marketing strategy, keep updated with the regulatory trends, and of course, choose your strategy of marketing wisely with focus on the functionality, palatability, and health of pet food products. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions regarding the SWOT analysis or the market entry strategy, please feel free to email me or to reach out to me during the network session. Thank you very much.
Thank
you. Thank you, Mr. Maxime. Thank you for your sharing. In order to make the Europe pet food companies know better about Chinese market, EU SME Centre also have fulfilled a report about the food supply care and service of the food in China. Let's welcome Mr. Liam to give the report.
Marketing research report, China pet food supplies and service.
Thank you, Simon. Can I check if you can see my screen online? No. I think we had the same problem sharing presentations. Stop sharing, okay. So maybe I can also already start while my colleague is testing the presentations. After the presentation of Acclime of Maxime, I think we already have an idea of how the industry looks like in China. My presentation, as my director Renzo has introduced, will be focusing on the market study that the EU SME Centre has published last month. Since we have offline participants, but also online participants who are mostly players already in the industry, on the markets, including industry associations, including marketeers, marketing professional for consumer goods, including agents and distributors of food and beverage products, of some of them are already distributing imported pet foods products. So my presentation will be, Amy, I don't think is moving. My presentation will serve two purposes. Of course, for our Irish companies who are joining us online, I will go through our market study, the main findings very briefly, to give you from a different perspective, more from a consumer point of view, how the China markets look like for pet food and services. And for our offline participants here, I also invite you to later on join the discussion. If you have any questions on my presentation or anything you would like to discuss further with us, you're also welcome to post your questions later during the Q&A session. Okay, so I start my presentation by introducing ourselves, the EU SME Centre. We are a EU-funded project that is focusing on providing information, knowledge, services to increase European SMEs' understanding of the Chinese market, to raise their awareness on China, to support them further in developing trade with and also investments in China. Our project started in 2010 at the phase 1, and now currently after 11 years, 12 years to be precise, we are already in our third phase of the project. The project is also implemented by a consortium of implementing partners who are bilateral and multilateral chambers of commerces, both based in China and in Europe. Can we go to the next slide, please? Our services mainly lies in these 4 aspects. I here would like to raise the attention, especially for our Irish companies who are joining us online. All these services we offer are free of charge for European SMEs. We have a knowledge center where we publish over 200 market reports, export guidelines, case studies. We also have an advice center. We take inquiries from European SMEs. One of our in-house experts, as well as external experts, can work up to 4 hours for all kinds of questions that you might have on a free of charge basis. We also have a training center. We give both online and offline training workshops and webinars of a good number over the past 10 years. And we also, last but not the least, have a SME advocacy platform where we're constantly focusing on improving the business environment for European companies in China by our advocacy work with the Chinese government. Next slide, please. So I start with the core parts of my presentation. Very briefly, I will go through the main findings of our market study. I start with sharing an overview. The market for pet food supplies, medicines and services in China saw a compound annual growth rate of over 30%, as you can see from this chart, between 2010 and 2020, over the past 10 years. And indeed, the market for dog and cat food, supplies, medicine services in urban China was worth, as previously mentioned, 206.5 billion RMB, equivalent of 27.5 euros in 2020. So also saw an increase of 2% over the previous year. Dogs and cats are the most common pets in China. With the combined number of pet dogs and pet cats in urban area of China passing the 100 million mark also 2 years ago in 2020. A breakdown of the markets in 2020. Can we go to the next slide, please? We see that I believe this was also shared by Maxime's presentation. In 2020, the stable food accounted for the largest proportion of the total market for food, for pet food in China, followed by pet treats, which is also a product that is on the grow, cleaning services, supplies, and medicines. So this is an overview of the size of the market and a breakdown of the markets. Next slide, please. One of our interesting findings of our report is on the key audience and the ways of outreach for the pet food market. The key audiences and targeted consumers in China are the so-called, so you can see on the slide, the millennials and Generation Z, who are driving the consumption of pet products in China, particularly female consumers. Maxime has also mentioned within these two groups, to better communicate with targeted consumers. The advice here is that European SMEs or our Irish companies in this sector can establish content marketing based partnerships with the key opinion leaders, the influencers, utilizing social media platforms such as WeChat, Weibo, short video sharing apps like TikTok, Douyin, Kuaishou, to improve your brand exposure, increase sales indirectly. Companies operating within the pet product sector also, we advise you to consider that the fact the regular shifts in opinions coupled with developments in e-commerce and demand for higher quality of the products eventually are resulting in the emergence of new product features and categories. As an example, the young pet owners, so these two group of target audiences, have had increasingly digital lifestyle in the past few years, which is reflected in the popularity of pet-themed live streaming sessions on these platforms and the growing demand for smart pet supplies as well. But however, it's not our focus for today, I understand. Again, if you're interested in any of these live streaming sessions or the smart pet supplies, you can go download our report and read in full. Next slide, please. Moving on, what are the key drivers for the growth for this growing market? The consumption upgrade trend is first point that I would like to mention here, which is currently undergoing what is commonly referred to as the consumption upgrade. That refers to a shift in the Chinese consumers' consumption patterns towards spending more money on high quality goods and services, food and beverage products. And as a part of this trend, pet owners have also become more willing to spend more money on smart pet home appliances, on better quality pet food, more nutritious and safe pet food. And this is particularly true with, I believe was also mentioned previously by Maxime, premium dry cat food, and also premium pet treats. The demand for cat products also show long-term potential, and it's driving the growth in the premium pet food segment. And we also need to look at online sales of medium to high-end imported dry cat food and treats surged during the first 3 quarters. In 2019, the figure shows that dry cat food costs reached over RMB 50 kwai, equivalence of around 6.6 euros per kilogram, is the fastest growing product category among dog and cat staple foods. Just as one interesting example. Last but not least, international brands make up a larger share of the cat food markets than their Chinese counterparts do. So with their more comprehensive experiences of research and development within this sector, such companies, and including also our companies participating to today's session, are well placed to take advantage of Chinese buyers' demand for cat food and pet food in general. According to Tmall and Taobao sales data in 2018, foreign companies accounted for 76% of the cat food markets, which is in sharp contrast to the dog food markets. Maxime has also mentioned similar trends of a growing number of cats. This success is encouraging Chinese brands to increase the quality of their offerings as well. So therefore, we also notice the increased competitions for this market going forward. The next slide, please. As I mentioned, I'm presenting here only very briefly the main findings of our reports. Again, the pet food market makes up the largest parts of pet food supplies, medicines, and services in general, and is the primary driver of its growth. New developments such as emerging markets in treats and premium cat food, other opportunities for both European SMEs and Chinese companies. The pet food market can, however, be challenging also for European companies because of the domestic brands getting more dynamic in their approach, taking advantage of a deeper knowledge of the targeted audiences, the local consumers. And for our Irish pet food companies, once again, also for other European companies joining us online, we invite you to read the reports in full for your further interest. Without further ado, I think we can already move on to the next parts for our company pitching. That is the end of my presentation, Simon.
Thank you, Liam, for that kind introduction. I'd like to also thank Maxime for bringing us such market oversights, and thank you for updating our Irish players of the Chinese market. Now we'll proceed to the roadshow session. We have a total of 6 Irish players to bring us their product and their company. We will invite the partner of Inform Nutrition, and specifically we will have General Manager Gao Xiaoming from the partner company to give an overview of Inform Nutrition. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's such a pleasure to meet you all at the beginning of the year. My name is Gao Xiaoming. On behalf of Inform Nutrition, I'd like to thank the organizer for the kind invitation. Now, if I might start with a brief introduction of Inform Nutrition. It's based in Cork of Ireland. Established in 1986, it has a apologies. The mission of the company is to discover and develop innovative animal nutraceuticals products to maximize the health and the performance of animals worldwide. And Informed Nutrition is also a world-leading manufacturer of animal nutritional and specialty nutraceuticals products across a whole range of species, including cattle, calves, sheep, poultry, camels, pet, and horses. We have our self-operated team of experts and specialty in high-quality animal nutrition products. We have been very much focused on innovation and over the years expanded our production. We are also up to the highest industrial standards, and in 2015, we have further expanded our new production capacity, and that allows us to export to over 60 countries around the world. That help us to further consolidate our leadership position in the market. We are able to produce powder products, sachets, liquids, pastes, premix, mineral bucket licks, and capsules, altogether 8 categories. We adopt the world-class quality systems to ensure up to standard high quality delivery of products that allows us to ensure safety and traceability of products. We conform to GMP plus standards, and that allows us to carefully control each step along the production line. That also ensures our capacity to meet the nutritional requirements of different variety of animals at different stages. And GMP plus certification allows for extra assurance for quality. And this certification program not only lays out conditions for production, but also storage for feed, paperwork, personnel management, among all the other key elements of production. And GMP plus certification has a clear and transparent provisions on the operation of the industry, and to ensure the sustainable high quality development of the industry. Informed Nutrition are currently accredited by GMP plus certification, and each year we are able to get a status of excellence from GMP plus, and that speaks to our high quality delivery of products. It also indicates the recognition of high quality of our products and processes. Of course, we are aware of global challenges for animal health, including various pandemics, AMR, and consumer preferences changing landscape. That's why we are oriented to future nutritional requirements to ensure animal health that involves immunity improvement, the ability to help animals to fight diseases, and also our capacity to contribute to better well-being of animals. Once again, I'd like to thank you for your attention. As we come close to the Spring Festival, I'd like to wish you all the best for the new year and New Year of Tiger. Thank you, Ms. Gao. Now, I'd like to invite over the representative of second company, Mr. Mark Connolly from Irish Dog Food.
Their company and product. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Simon.
Hi, Mark. Hi. Well, good morning. Yes. Would you mind to share your presentation to all of our audience?
Yes. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see that? Simon, can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so just quickly, thank you very much to the Embassy, to Enterprise Ireland, and to the EU Centre for hosting this today. My name is Mark Conley. I look after the sales function for Irish Dog Foods. I'm going to give you a quick overview of our overall group and then specifically about Irish Dog Foods. So Irish Dog Foods is part of a larger group. It is a family business. It's owned by the Quealy family. We are one of Ireland's largest privately owned agri-food businesses, and we have customers in Europe, Africa, North America, and Asia. We are a major Irish employer with over 20,000 employees, and our turnover this year is forecasted to be just over 4 billion euro. So we are involved with cooked meat ingredients. We make proteins for the likes of Pizza Hut and Subway, meat processing and trading, where we manufacture retail packs for the likes of Asda, Sainsbury's and Tesco's in the UK, pet food, which I will talk about in a minute, total beverage solutions, where we make bottled water and nutritional drinks for the likes of Co-op and Morrison's and Marks and Spencer's and Danone. Our culinary food groups make cooked bone broths and stocks and soups for the likes of Marks and Spencer's in the UK, and we also have a storage and distribution business. So some of our customers across the world, we make products for Nestle, Lily's Kitchen, Nature's Menu. We also service customers such as Sam's Club and Walmart in the US, Fressnapf, the largest European pet specialty retailer in Europe, and we would also supply a lot of private label products to the likes of Lidl and Aldi right across Europe. So I'm just going to play a quick video about Irish Dog Foods now.
Ireland. You know it as a green island, a clean island. But did you know that Ireland is a food island? With all the luscious green grass, it's no surprise that our livestock are grass-fed most of the year, resulting in healthier and tastier produce. That's why Irish produce is sought after all over the world. The Quealy family has always recognised the value of these premium ingredients. Their philosophy has made them Ireland's largest privately owned food business. It's farm to fork. For Irish Dog Foods, it's farm to feeding bowl. We put the same care and attention into pet food that goes into developing food for people. It starts with wholesome quality ingredients. When the basics are right, you don't need the additives, you don't need the processing. We oven roast or air dry our foods to retain their natural goodness. The proteins, vitamins and minerals that make our pets healthy and happy. It's this innovative approach to pet food that has led to successful partnerships with the most recognisable names in retail across the globe. From our 5 state-of-the-art BRC accredited manufacturing facilities, we ship our products to wherever you are, anywhere in the world. Award-winning pet food from the food island of Ireland. What better gift could you give to your best friend?
So that's just a quick video of our facility, our treats facility here in Ireland. Today I'm going to talk to you about 3 pet food categories which we produce and manufacture ourselves: dry pet food, real meat treats, and seasonal items. So our dry food facility is a grade A, B or C food facility with the capacity to produce 100,000 tonnes here in Ireland. We also have a factory in the United Kingdom where we can produce 60,000 tonnes. Both factories are centrally located and custom built, and each have managers with 25 years experience. This is just one of the brands that we manufacture. It's called Super 7. So we use superfoods such as turmeric, beet fiber, cranberries, and we add them to pet food. This is a grain-free pet food we manufacture, which is very much on trend and falls in line with the humanization of pet food as well. There's no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. It's vet developed and vet approved, and it comes in 3 flavors or recipes: chicken, turkey, and salmon. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the quality meat, quality treats. So the reason I have a scene of beef cattle in a field in Ireland, that's typical of Ireland, and then has already been mentioned. We've got a really rich heritage in meat producing in Ireland, and because of that, we've got a lot of byproducts which we can then use to make our meat treats. So our meat treat facility is again a AA B or C standard. It's also approved. It's one of the only few factories in Europe approved to export to the USA as well. It's licensed by the Department of Agriculture in Ireland. We have organic trust approval also. So our meat treats, we've got lots of different proteins which we can offer. So beef, chicken, turkey, duck, pork. We can also offer things like venison, salmon, whitefish. All of these come with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. We can offer a monoprotein or a single protein treat with limited ingredients, and we can make claims like grass-fed beef, non-GMO, and grain-free. The next range I'd like to talk to you about is our superfoods. So again, taking the humanization of pet food and adding that to treats. So this is a range we've developed for pets with superfoods in the treats. So things like chicken mini burgers with spinach and kale, or chicken mini burger with carrot and sweet potato, or beef with red beet and quinoa, or chicken bars with quinoa, chia, oats, and cinnamon. Again, no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. There's natural sources of omega-3s, and we can make claims like healthy digestion, high quality ingredients, and natural antioxidants. Chicken breast jerky, this is the #1 meat treat worldwide. We manufacture this for the largest retailer in the world, Walmart, over in America. It's been a very, very successful product, and it's made with 100% real breast meat. It's gluten-free, sugar-free, low in fat, single protein, grain-free, and non-GMO. And we can also offer additions such as a smoked flavor, or things like pumpkin spice or honey or sweet potato as well. Our bistro foods, so again, taking the humanization of pet food, we've taken items that humans would eat in a restaurant and added that to our treats for dogs, with things like duck à l'orange, sushi, pulled pork, chicken risotto, and surf and turf. Then next up, we have our functional range, so things like antioxidant, joint care, digestion, cognitive, hypoallergenic. They're all key trends within the functionality arena. They're produced with no wheat, no corn or soy. Again, no artificial colors and flavors, and they really are on trend in terms of what the pet parent is looking for their pets. And then lastly, we have our seasonal items. So things like Christmas dinner with chicken, turkey, and duck are quite popular in the UK, or advent calendars over in America. They retail out for in or around $40 to $50 US. So they're quite large and have been really, really popular for us this year. So just a little bit more about Irish Dog Foods. We're currently on a journey to improve our impact on the environment, and we've committed to converting all our packaging to be recyclable by 2025. We manage our environmental impacts through reducing our water consumption, electricity, and encouraging all employees to take part in our awareness and training around the impact we're having on the environment. We are just 30 minutes from Dublin Airport, so if any of you are ever over in Europe, we would love for you to come visit us and visit our factory, and we welcome you anytime you'd like to come. Thank you for your time.
那么后面接着我们将欢迎来自 Tonisity 的 YC Wang 先生介绍他们的公司。
Follow up, we would like to invite Mr. YC Wang from Tonisity to introduce their company and product.
Hi, YC. Hello. Hi, YC. Is that okay?
Hello everybody. Hello, Simon.
Yeah.
Great.
Good afternoon. So you can start. Yeah, you can start.
I will go back. First of all, thanks for the invitation, Simon. So I'm YC. It is my honor and my pleasure to be here to share with you about our Tonisity, our company in this evening. Okay, so Tonisity is a company established in 2015. Actually, with our vision is to dedicate the innovative idea and innovative development for the nutritional products for animal. So we are caring about the animal welfare and also the outcomes of the farm animals. So we have two divisions of business. One is about the pigs, the swing business. So actually we have a very disruptive technology business called PX for the pigs with 2 days old to 14 days. And today we may focus on more about the companion animal divisions, which is launched Doggy Race series in the year of 2020. So we will go through more details later on. So with our office in a headquarters located in Dublin in Ireland, actually we are now having our business for our Doggy Race business in across Europe, Asia, and also America. So in China and in Hong Kong, we have our office there and to promote our product. Okay, so in China, we are working in the capacity of Tonisity China Holding Limited, which is actually a joint venture with Tonisity International. And we are with the aim to promote animal health and also the animal welfare for the Greater China region. Okay, actually our teams have marketeers, professional veterinarians, and also other commercial expertise. Actually, we have a lot of experience so as to serve our customers here in Greater China. So our vision is that if we can bring happiness to our dogs and cats, actually in turn, we are bringing happiness to their families as well. Okay, so we talk about some pain points that we realized before, that the dogs can get dehydrated easily because they lost water through their body through evaporation from, and that's why they are very prone to dehydration. Actually, for a dog to have 30 minutes of exercise, actually they will increase their body temperature by 2.3 to 3 degrees Celsius. And they are not only losing their fluids, but also losing electrolytes through the dehydration process. And so most dogs dislike the taste of chlorine in water, so they do not, they may hesitate to take water, the tap water by normal situations. Actually, there's a similar case in cats because cats is a fussy drinkers, and they do not have a strong intention to drink water. As carnivores, they have their water intake through their food. So 30% of cats experience kidney diseases, and cats are very susceptible to bladder stones and kidney failure. And again, like dog, they do not like the chlorinated flavor of the water in the tap water. So actually, Tonisity have created a series called Doggy Race, or we call it Kitty Race for cat, which is a one-stop oral rehydration solutions, which help to replenish the water loss and also electrolytes of our pets. And the taste and smell with the different flavors, so that encourage our dogs and cats to have a water intake because we have a chicken taste there. And we also contain prebiotics in our product, actually to moderate the intestinal health of our pets. And which is, we also have an amino acid, and the formula is designed by our professional veterinarians. So it is well recognized and in some aspects. And no mixing is required. You just open the tap and you can feed your dog and your cats readily. So on top of the Doggy Race and Kitty Race, which is a fluid daily used, actually we have two other products. One is Yummy Race, which is chicken flavored semi-liquid with chicken flavor full of prebiotics, which is go well with some dog or cat meals to enhance their appetite and to complement with some prebiotics for their food. And also we have a Doggy Race Pro. So whenever the dog is in sick situation, actually this is a more quicker solutions for water intake or water replenishment for your pet. So it is our introduction today on our company and our products, and we look forward to have a more exchange and interaction with you all later on. Thank you. Okay, I stop here.
Yep.
Cheers.
Thank you, YC. So later we will talking during the panel discussion section. Yeah.
Thank you.
So 下面我们将欢迎来自 Auranta.
Okay, now we are going to welcome Alyssa McQueen from Ontario to introduce the company and product.
Auranta to introduce their company and product. Hi, Alison.
Hi, Simon. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today, and thank you so much for arranging this event and for giving me the opportunity to speak. I should be sharing my screen now, so if there's any issues, just say. So as mentioned, I'm Alison McKeown and I'm the marketing director for Auranta. So to give you a bit more information about Auranta and who we are, we at Auranta are a pioneering biotech startup, and we were only established in 2013, and we're focused on improving animal health and reducing the need for antibiotics in animal care. So antibiotic resistance in particular is an issue we care deeply about solving, and we believe that the key to this starts with the animal, particularly in their digestive system and gut microbiome. If we enhance an animal's immunity and reduce the effectiveness of pathogens, we believe that it would lead to a reduction in the need for antibiotics, particularly as a preventative measure. With this focus, we developed a scientifically proven, all-natural formula which improves animal health and hinders pathogens. To date, we have applied our unique technology to strengthen the immunity of hundreds of thousands of animals, including pigs, cows, chickens, dogs, cats, and fish, around the world, including Southeast Asia, Africa, North America, and South America as well. To support these claims, we have over 10 published and peer-reviewed papers proving the effectiveness of our technology, both in animal and in laboratory tests. We continuously work on R&D with leading institutions and veterinarians around the world to prove and improve the effectiveness of our products. What we're going to discuss today is why gut health is important for pets and how our OraGuard product can support their immune system. So 70% of a dog's immune system is in their gut, meaning that their gut health plays a huge role in every aspect of their lives. Poor gut health in a dog has been linked to everything from behavioral issues, increased allergies, chronic pain and arthritis, and even liver disease and cancers. So the food we give to our pets plays a huge role in balancing their microbiome and thus their intestinal health, and meaning what you feed your dog can be the best tool you have to ensure a long, healthy life for them. So what is it about the gut that impacts everything else? Well, the lining of the gut is the key to the body's defense system, acting as a physical barrier to prevent pathogens entering the rest of the body. Tight junctions between cells are vital for ensuring the integrity of the gut wall and thus preventing pathogens, toxins, and allergens breaking through the gut barrier into the rest of the body. A leaky gut is where, due to irritation, the tight junctions between cells have loosened, creating gaps. And because a leaky gut isn't in plain view, it's often not diagnosed. Instead, it progresses until it causes autoimmunity, which contributes to conditions like joint pain, irritable bowel disease, heart disease, nervous system disorders, etc. These conditions are increasing in our dogs over the last few decades, which means that leaky gut could be more prominent in our dogs than we realize and makes a proactive approach to pet health even more important. So how does Auranta's technology work? Well, as we said, it's all scientifically proven, and our products use all natural phytogenic compounds, which are proven to improve the animal's health and reduce infection risks. Our products work in several areas on the pet. So firstly, it encourages microbiome diversity, which protects the gut wall and prevents pathogens from being able to gain a foothold. Our product is also proven to tighten those junctions between cells and stimulate mucus production, as well as having anti-inflammatory and antioxidative effects, all of which allow the gut barrier to act more effectively and protect the dog better. Additionally, our products also have an impact on pathogens, such as bacteria and viruses. It has been proven to interrupt reproduction pathways, reduce virulence factors, which thus reduces the rate of infection, even when a pathogen is present. So overall at Auranta, we can make the claim that we have, with our 10 peer-reviewed papers, that we can maintain a healthy gut wall, encourage good bacteria growth, hinder pathogens, and have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties in our products. OraGuard is our product for dogs. All of our products are manufactured and packaged in Europe and meet the highest quality standards. We currently sell our OraGuard product in Europe and will be launching in the US this year with major food manufacturers. In terms of utilizing our product, we have two options. So firstly, we're able to offer OraGuard to be included as an ingredient in pet foods. So we're currently in the process of registering our OraGuard product in China. Secondly, we have a joint venture with a company called Acclime in Europe, who produce a functional treat containing OraGuard, which is tailored to promote optimal gut health in dogs. It currently is available in 2 flavors, chicken and salmon flavor, with more flavors to come. We have a long history of working in other countries in Asia with our other products and are excited to see what opportunities might be present for OraGuard. So thank you so much for letting me speak today, and I welcome any questions and discussions in the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Alisa. So we'll talking later during the panel discussion sector. 那么刚才我忘了说一句，因为我们还是准备了一些产品样品，包括
I forgot to mention earlier that we have samples here available for those who are interested. Please come over to the front to check them out. Now we will give the floor to Robert Kelly.
Furchild Pet to introduce their company and product. Hi, Robert. Hi, Robert. Hi. Okay. So you have a team, so you can start. Okay.
Hello. My name is Catherine. I'm the creative director of Furchild and also the founder. It's an absolute pleasure to speak with all of you today and tell you a little about Furchild and our very unique offering. So Furchild is part of the ultra premium pet food category. More than just a fresh, healthy pet food, we are raw. We offer fresh raw as well as freeze-dried raw products. Our company is based, Our company is based on a philosophy that pets are very important and integral members of the family, as the brand name suggests, and that they deserve nothing but the best. So if us humans eat fresh, healthy food, so should our pets. We have built this brand based on the love for our dogs and cats, and we've created a bespoke menu that makes them happier, healthier, and gives them a longer life. We have 2 main offerings on the Furchild menu. This fresh pet food offering is one of the fastest growing sectors in the pet food industry. And with our newly built modern processing facility located in the heart of Ireland, we have adopted the highest international health and safety standards where we will be using all of the best of what Ireland has to offer. We offer complete and balanced meals for both dogs and cats. They are different recipe formulations. For a customer, all they have to do is simply thaw the packaging. It's stored frozen, peel, and then serve. We offer single protein recipes in each one, so that helps pets with allergies, food intolerance, or feeding preferences. Our meals are expertly crafted, and we offer a wide variety of proteins, currently 7 recipe varieties for dogs and 5 recipes for cats. In addition to our meals, we offer the most amazing quality collection of premium handcrafted freeze-dried pet treats. These are a single ingredient, an ethically sourced treat. They are human grade, all natural, and a high protein snack in a small bite size for easy portioning and control. Now we know pets are unique, and we created a variety of meats, seafood, poultry, ruminant, fish, shellfish, and even exotic meats to tempt all pets of shapes and sizes and eating habits. Quality is our #1 ingredient, and we pride ourselves on giving our community, or as we call them, pet parents, the peace of mind knowing that we only use the highest quality, 100% fresh and whole food ingredients. We're sourcing from Irish farms that use sustainable and regenerative practices, All of our fresh produce, our fruits and vegetables are all 100% organic, including many superfoods and antioxidants. Our meats are ethically sourced, they're all human grade, and we pride ourselves on using the highest quality animal welfare standards. Now, contrary to a lot of the offerings in the pet food industry, we never include any of the bad stuff. No fillers, no grains, no hormones, no steroids, and the list goes on and on there. No GMO, no preservatives, no antibiotics, no colors, only the good stuff. This all is called a high quality species appropriate diet. So just to give you a little bit of insight, when you feed the animal exactly what they're supposed to eat for their biological requirements in the form of fresh food, it's a complete game changer, as our community calls it, and customers give us feedback. So benefits you can see from making the switch to Furchild meals 100%, or incorporating it and boosting your pet's food bowl would be such things as a shinier and healthier smooth coat, a better smelling pet, a fresher breath, you have better digestion, less gas, and what most of our customers report back is the size of the stool is a lot smaller, a lot less smelly, less frequent. So it's about half the size and half as frequent, and the urine in the litter box doesn't smell anymore. So this is really conducive, beneficial for people who live in high density populations, especially apartments. One of the things with Furchild is more than just a fresh raw pet food company. We really like to set ourselves above and challenge the standards by currently raising them. All of our meals have the security of knowing they exceed the industry standards of complete and balance for all life stages for dogs and cats, according to the AFCO, American, FDF, European, and NRC values for dogs and cats. All of our meals are also veterinary approved. They are formulated by the world's leading expert in raw pet food formulations by the name of Steve Brown from America. And then they are separately reviewed by 2 board certified veterinary nutritionists in America. So whether you're a veterinarian, you're a pet professional, or you're a dedicated pet parent or pet owner, you have the peace of mind knowing you're giving your pet everything it requires for an optimal health and well-being. We also have a lot of in-house talent and technology, which we'll be talking about soon, including we have an in-house vet. One of the things for Furchild is we understand our consumers are busy people and we make life as easy for them. So creating an ultra convenient packaging was at the forefront of our agenda, which includes the best quality ingredients and benefits. So our packaging, as you can see in the picture, has an easy peel function where people can just peel back the corner, thaw, and it's very user-friendly. It doesn't require mess. There's no leakage. You can even fold the pack in half, or you can stack it easily in your freezer or fridge. More than just a convenient packaging, it also serves a purpose of being friendly for the environment. So we use 100% recyclable plastic and BPA-free packaging, and we're delighted to report we're going to move into biodegradable packaging soon. So it's easy for people, it's better for the planet, and of course we pride ourselves on producing the safest raw pet food. Our facility is HACCP, ISO, and BRC certified. We use an innovative bacteriophage technology as an extra protection against pathogens. And the fact that we vacuum seal our packages, which is unique to Furchild, it also allows us to protect the integrity of our nutrition, the essential vitamins and mineral nutrients in the food and the proprietary vitamin mineral mix we add in. It prevents oxidization, the fats going off, prevents freezer burn and cross-contamination. So you can just pop this in the freezer, pop it in the fridge, and it's very convenient for all. I just want to thank you very much for your time. We have more than just an amazing product using the best quality sources. We've really built a brand and community based upon empowering our community through education, innovation, technology, and top quality products. So we hope what we shared with you today, it gives you a little bit insight of how passionate we are about our furry family members and the benefits we can bring your furry family members in China. Thank you.
Thank you, and we will discuss later during the panel discussion. 下面我们将欢迎来自 Origin Valley 的
Now we would like to invite Mr. Rail Albrings, Original Valley.
Hi, Neil. Hello.
Hey, Simon. How are you?
Yeah, I leave it to you so you can introduce your company and the product.
Great stuff. Can you see my screen?
Yes, very clear. Please.
Great stuff. Okay. I'd like to thank Enterprise Ireland and Simon for giving me the opportunity to present this morning about Origin Valley Pet Nutrition. So who are we? I'm the founder and director of Origin Valley Pet Nutrition. I come from a dynamic family business called O'Brien Fine Foods, headquartered in Ireland. We are the #1 cooked meat supplier, supplying both branded and private label cooked meats across Ireland, and also with a recent acquisition into the UK. We're operating across 4 manufacturing sites, employing over 600 people. In March of this year, we will invest in operations to supply both branded, co-manufactured and private label super premium pet treats and food. Our vision at Origin Valley Pet Nutrition is to become our customers' most trusted and valued partner, creating a world of sustainable pet nutrition. Our purpose is inspiring pet food, building a stronger bond between pet and the pet parent. Our objective in 2023 is to become a B Corp approved organization to show our true commitment to transparency in our supply chain, our society and employees, and creating a more clean label, natural pet food. Our route to market will be both supply with branded products, co-manufactured and private label across our pet parent channels of e-commerce, pet specialty, grocery, and veterinary and independent pet stores. Our operations are based 45 minutes from Dublin Airport in a 1,500 square meter BRC AA grade accredited plant. We've invested in best-in-class manufacturing technologies, offering manufacturing and product flexibility, led by an experienced local food manufacturing team. Why are we entering the pet food market? We see there's synergies driven by humanization and premiumization of pet food, which resonates with our human food trends and our ability and history of building strong brands in the island of Ireland. There's an opportunity in the market to supply fully clean label, locally produced, natural ingredients, super premium treats with functional health benefits. We have a particular focus on offering clean label, fresh meat ingredients. Offering pet parents quality assurance surrounding ingredient traceability and provenance, we will only source using local and Western EU ingredients. This resonates with a lot of the trends we see from both Euromonitor and Mintel. 71% of UK pet parents want to buy pet food made from local ingredients. 61% of UK pet parents want to know more about the environmental footprint of pet food products. We will use sustainably upcycled meat from our family business into super premium pet treats. This resonates with some of the trends. 72% of French pet food buyers want to buy from environmentally friendly companies, and 53% of UK pet food buyers want to meet food from sustainable ingredients feeding. We're bringing human-grade manufacturing to the market. This is driven by working from home and the new acquisition of pets by people in the UK, and also this obviously rises 53% among Gen Z, 60% among millennials. We're offering a fully clean label range of healthy, functional snacks in sustainable packaging. 66% of UK pet food buyers would choose a brand using eco-friendly packaging over one that did not. So what we aim to produce from March of this year is a fully clean label, natural ingredient, semi-moist treats using only human grade ingredients, grain-free and hypoallergenic products, fresh muscle meat only. We don't use any animal byproducts or meat meal. We have a 24-month target shelf life using fully sustainable eco-friendly packaging. Some of the proteins we will use, which include 80% real muscle meat, will be chicken, turkey, duck, venison, beef, and pork. Under development, we have a sustainable protein range, including both plant-based and insect. Our operations and manufacturing, we use a gently processed and dried manufacturing techniques, which maintain as much nutritional goodness for pets. And we will also include some functional health benefits around skin and coat, digestion, mobility, and calming and anxiety. So that's it, Simon. Short and sweet. I thank you for this opportunity for letting me speak this morning, and I will look forward to discussing why we're entering the market later.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you. So. 那非常感谢大家收看了6家爱尔兰宠物。
Okay, thank you very much for all of our participants listening to the presentations of all the 6 companies. And now we are about to enter into the stage of the Q&A, which will be moderated by Liam from EU SME Centre, and they are going to ask questions on behalf of the audience to these 6 companies.
Thank you, Simon. So we are moving on to the panel discussion, but it's also a combination with a question and answer session. We have already collected some questions prior to this session, but I would like to first collect questions from our offline participants, as well as the online participants. As I see from the chat, we already have some, so maybe it's a good idea that I already start with these questions. And I would like to ask Neil, Robert, or Catherine to open your camera as well, so we can see you. I think it's better like this, so we can see everyone. The first question is, we are Ireland-based CBEC, cross-border e-commerce. Would love to work closely with pet food companies together. Would this be an opportunity? Thanks. And I think this question maybe Simon, you can take yourself.
So I can answer this question. So as we mentioned, we are Enterprise Ireland. So we are working for all of the Irish pet food clients. So if you are located in Ireland and also you have intention to develop your business in China, so we would like to contact us directly, so you can get some local service from EI, including some technical service for your registration and also for how you build up your partnership in China. So it will be very simple, and you can go to our EI website, so you can get more information and see how can contact the relevant person in China. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. 第二个问题是用中文问的，请问企业是否
So the second question is that whether the businesses have come out with the white list from the GATT, and whether you have registered the trademarks, whether you have provided information in Chinese.
I quickly translate that. The question is for all the Irish pet food companies. Have you already completed the GACC registration, the registration at China Customs, and the license for exporting, as well as registration of your trademark? And what about the palatability of the products? Maybe this, Simon, you can also take.
因为这是个中文问题，那我就直接用中文回答一下这位。
Since this is a Chinese question, so I will use Chinese to answer the question. So even though the industry of pet food in Ireland has developed very long time, but we just started to enter into Chinese market in 2019. You all know that due to COVID-19, later many of the activities of promotion cannot be carried out. But until now, we already had info nutrition have fulfilled all the registration from the agricultural department, ministry, and the GAT and GSCC, and we are going to jointly promote the products together with the local partners, including the Tonisity. They also have finalized some of the procedures for some products, and some of the procedures still going. So we hope that by today's event, more companies can know more about Ireland pet food, and the Ireland companies can also know about detailed demand from China, so that you can better communicate with each other and to register the product in China. Thank you, Liam.
Thank you. The next question is again for our Irish companies. Refresh the memory a little bit for our first company, Inform Nutrition. The question is in Chinese. 高总，我想问一下，在什么情况下宠物的主人需要
I'd like to know in what cases the dog owner should use the nutrition for the pets.
因为我从事这个行业也有接近10年了。
Since I also work in the industry for 10 years already, and I have found out that clinically, many of the pets have the illness are also shared by the human beings, and sometimes humans doesn't have the disease, but the animals have. So for this year's development with the nutrition products and other food products entered into China from other countries, their lives have been expanded. So that means their conditions sometimes can be cured, not just by pharmaceuticals, but also by nutrition. So by adding the nutrition together with the medicines, their illnesses can be cured and their lives can be extended. Because it's the same as people, we cannot cure the disease with long-term administration of the drugs. So we have to take the nutrition that will reduce the impair of the organs at the same time to maintain the quality of the life of the pets. So under these cases, the dog parents would choose the nutrition. Thank you very much. And Ms. Gao is the only panelist attend online, and later during the networking, you can have more discussion with Ms. Gao.
Mr. Mark Connolly. Mark, can you hear me? The question is Irish dog foods. You have had a lot of success in growing your business, and you worked with a lot of the largest retailers in the world. What do you think is the reason that these retailers partner up with Irish dog foods?
Thanks, that's actually a really good question. Probably the reason we've had so much success, especially in the last 5 years, has been down to the quality of our products and the ingredients we use to make our products. We use, for example, whole chicken breast muscle meat in our chicken jerky. But then on top of that is the expertise that we have in our business. We've been around for over 30 years now. And over that period of time, we've acquired an awful lot of knowledge about what pet owners are looking for their pets. And we've also developed and innovated year on year to come up with new and innovative products, which delight and excite all the pet parents. And also the fact that there's more and more humanization of pet foods. We were one of the first companies to develop treats with the superfoods, for example, in them, which has been really successful for us. And as you said in the presentation, the beef range we have, which has really been hugely popular for us in the American market. And we hope to do the same and replicate that over in Asian markets also.
Thank you, Mark. And again, I recommend all our participants, if you're interested to getting to know further about Irish dog food, you're welcome to connect with Mark after today's session. Our next question is for Tonicity, for YC Wong. Why is prebiotics important for the health of dogs and cats? Can you please elaborate further on this question?
Okay, thank you, Liam. So actually, like human beings, so we need probiotics in the intestine for more digestive functions and more health benefits. So prebiotics is actually the key elements for the growth of probiotics. So we hope that by the water intake through doggy ray, kitty ray of our product, we actually also increase the elements of prebiotics in the intestine of the dogs and cats for their growth, better growth in the futures, for the intestinal growth, and sort of the overall health in the future. So our product is not just for the hydration, but also for the health of the well-being of the pets as well. So that's our positioning in the market.
Thank you very much, YC. And if I'm not mistaken, we also have some sample products of Tonisity here offline, and everybody's welcome to take a look later on and get in touch with YC for more information. Next question is for, thank you, YC. Next question is for Ms. Alison McKeown from Auranta. The question is, based on your presentation, you have discussed dogs during your presentation, but are there any also products for other pets available from Auranta?
Yes, we are currently developing a cat treat, and we're also happy to work with any company, or at least discuss with any company researching formulas for other animal types if needed.
Okay, thank you, Alison. Next question is for Furchild Pet, for Robert and Catherine. How will Furchild support Chinese importers, distributors, and consumers? Do you have any plans, and what is your strategy?
Sure, thank you. Given our newly built modern facility, it will allow us to meet the demand from the Chinese market, as all our manufacturing processes are in-house. This allows us to pivot quickly with fluctuations in demand and specific manufacturing requirements. Furchild is also 6 years of age now. It has a team of over 20. It has a very large team, a component with over 20 years plus experience in both the import and export markets. All our marketing, design, technology are done in-house by our various teams. This allows us to create localized in-store displays and marketing collateral for our partners abroad. We have an extensive library of social media and digital marketing content that we built up over the years, with the ability to have that translated, which we can then again localize and allocate to build a strong social media presence in China. This will give us the flexibility to cater for specific requirements by our international partners and tailor-make recipes if and where required. We also have in-house nutritional expertise, which again allows us to work with our global partners and the various regulatory bodies. Our products have a minimum shelf life of 12 months, allowing for a cost-effective supply chain. We also offer our custom-made online integration ordering system and CRM. We have in-house tech engineers that can work with third-party e-commerce platforms and channels. We also offer virtual training with accessibility through our online digital portal. We also host virtual training sessions and informative seminars for our distributors, retailers, and store staff. All training materials will be accessible through our portal, through unique accounts and login details. China is one of our major focal areas for growth and expansion in the next coming few years, if you will. And we look for future partners by allocating as many resources as necessary to make the brand as well known in China as it can be. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert. This is already a very detailed approach, and for all this extensive information, I'm sure we'll have some interest from today's audience. Our last question is for Origin Valley Pet Nutrition, our last presenter, Neil O'Brien. And the question is very simple: why we should buy from Origin Valley Pet Nutrition? Can you let us know a bit further?
Yeah, looking at the trends in the Chinese pet food market. We can supply products using only natural and clean label ingredients. So 46 of Chinese pet food buyers choose all natural ingredient pet food. Our meat-based products use only fresh muscle meat. In China, pet food using fresh muscle meat has a strong reputation for palatability and nutrition. Natural, functional, high meat products are drivers for growth. We focus on product quality and ingredient provenance, building trust with pet parents. The introduction of Chinese pet feed hygiene regulations resulted in pet parents becoming more focused on quality and ingredients provenance. Our family business has a successful track record of building long-term strategic partners, offering both branded and private label premium products. We can strategically partner with local pet food players to take advantage of growth opportunities. 8% of pet parents spend €70 or more a month on pet treats. 69% of pet parents own a dog, with 54% being a pedigree breed, which is viewed as a friend by Chinese pet parents. Dog treats are important for training and to help maintain dental health and a desire to chew. Dog treats value is currently valued at €380 million, and that's forecasted to grow to €765 million by 2025. So we're here to help partner with local players to take advantage of these fantastic opportunities.
Thank you, Niall. Thank you very much. Do we maybe have any questions from our audience here? 大家有什么问题？对哪个公司有兴趣？
Any questions from the floor? If I may ask this lady over here to raise your question. Please come over.
So we have many.
对不起，我们可能这个离麦克风近一点吧，您还是
We might need to invite you to come closer to the mic.
Chairman of China National Pet Industry Association. So we have many new brand owners who focus on pet food. And now, especially for the new brand owners, they produce their pet food in China. And originally they do the OEM in China factories. So you know that several Chinese manufacturers, they just do the OEM for the brand owners in China. But some of them came to our association to look for the partners overseas. So they'd like to know that who are willing to provide OEM for their formula or recipe, and also for their maybe that the formula or recipe from overseas, from the manufacturers or their own recipes. And is there any Ireland companies want to do the OEM manufacturing for the pet owners of China? That's the first question. And the second, that I noticed that just now some Irish companies, they like to have a vehicle in China, and also what kind of the companies they look for partners in China. So it's brand owners or the manufacturers or some other companies. So let me know. And because I'm very familiar with the factories of China, and because since I came to the pet industry since 1997. So I'm very early to the industry, and also that we have most of our members also after new brand owners of pet food, especially for the 90s and the Z times youngsters. They have many thoughts that they are looking for the overseas partners, especially for the pet food, because that you know that pet food in China, the ingredients or some materials is not maybe that the China is maybe that maybe better. They think that maybe the better they go to the overseas to. Besides, they have their own manufacturing in China, but also they like to have their products that they license to China by the China customers to produce food for them. So that's the questions. So if any of the companies that want to have this kind of cooperation, and welcome to contact our association. I'm happy and ready to help all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If I could jump in there.
If I may. Yes, Mark.
Irish dog foods are predominantly a private label manufacturer, so we would love the opportunity to work with a Chinese company looking for an OEM manufacturer. It's what we specialize in. We manufacture for companies like Nestle and Lily's Kitchen. We also manufacture for retail supermarkets such as Walmart and Sam's Club. So we've got a lot of experience in that area of OEM manufacturing. So yeah, we would dearly love to talk to Chinese companies interested in outside manufacturers outside of China.
Thank you, Mark. If I may, I believe it's more, it's a question, very good question, but also serves as an invitation for call for interest for our Irish companies. As today we have time restraint, I suggest that we put you further in touch with all our companies and through our partner Enterprise Ireland to have more bilateral conversations. Do we have more questions? I believe.
My name is Derwin. I just have a general question to all friends from Ireland. I think it's everybody knows it's a big market in China for pet industry, and I think the bigger market also comes with a lot of competition as well, especially as for the pet nutrition and food side. I just want to see their views on what challenges that they can see for China market, and also what their expectation if they enter into China market.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe if you cannot hear clearly, I repeat very briefly the question. China is a big market. That also means there's a huge competition in the markets. What is your view on the challenges that you may be encountering from entering the markets? And what is your expectations for entering a market like China, if I'm not mistaken? So if anybody would like to take this question. Or maybe Simon.
Yeah, so I can say something. Consider this part is definitely first part is how can we engage the Irish company go to China market. You know, this always mentioned we must have the regulation compliance strategy to support all of our Irish clients to know how to registration in China, in MARA and GACC. This is the first criteria to ask our Irish company, are you ready for this part? So this will be the service from EI, or even we're working with the Embassy of Ireland from the Agriculture Department of Ireland. We're working closely to support all of our clients to understand this situation. And secondly, definitely is we prefer our Irish pet food company can find a qualified partner or distributor in China. That is, they can't has some company not difficult to go to China to have their own representative or brand company. So how to find a qualified distributor in China is second criteria for them. The third part mentioned the competition. Yes, a lot of product. Local manufacturer you mentioned you see in Canada, in Belgium, in USA, in Australia. They have a very ambition to China. So how we do is we support our client niche selling point in China, so they can differentiate with other country or other product in the market. So this will some part we want to discuss with our client, especially discuss with our Chinese partner. We can generate some special selling point to support our Irish company and Irish product to promote and sales in the China market. So it's a very simple answer.
Thank you, Simon. In the meantime, we have two questions from anonymous attendant online in Chinese. I'll read it out in Chinese. 第一个问题是，请问 Tonisity 今天在 PPT。
The first question is for Tonisity. The question is, are your products applicable for general trading?
Today, can they be imported through general trade? This is a question for you, YC.
Yes, thank you for the questions. And actually, we are undergoing the MARA certificate and GACC application. So we have the good news that the MARA application should be okay in the near future because we got the initial feedback from the MARA counterparts. But we are also working hard on the GACC application, and we are in the midway. And hopefully, we can get all the GACC approval done within this year so that we can kick off the business locally in this year. But as you have previously shared, actually, we are going to start our cross-border e-commerce business by bringing Doggy to China from Hong Kong after the Chinese New Year, so that we can start doing some promotion and marketing in the local market. And yep, so that's our plan in 2022. And we are engaging some agency to facilitate the application of GACC. And I hope the good news will come soon.
Thank you very much, YC. I would suggest we have time for one last question. Again, I will give this to this online anonymous attendant. It's also in Chinese. 请问如果Furchild Pet 的工厂目前
Question for Furchild. I wonder if Furchild Pet factory is listed as on the white list of GACC. If not, then when do you expect to complete the registration?
If your factories are not yet on the positive list of the GACC, how do you plan to complete this application, and what about the timeline? Maybe Simon, you can also step in.
I will answer this question. 因为是那个中国一个听众问的问题，我尽量用中文来回答这个问题。
Since it's a question raised by a Chinese audience, if I may address it in Chinese. Right now, thankfully, between Ireland and China, we have intergovernmental mechanism in place. So what we would do is to have the MARA, the Ministry of Agriculture, from both sides in communicating with each other on compiling information necessary from the factory from Ireland. And once it's ready, that document pile together with the registration application will be submitted from the factory directly to the Ministry of Agriculture to China through the Irish competent authority, and that will facilitate the process. And once we have, in other words, the Irish authority would already be able to provide support to the Irish factories by pointing out what are the areas that need to be improved on and what are the extra documents they need to prepare. Along the way, sufficient guidance is already provided. So generally speaking, we can be very efficient with registration.
Normally, when the information are mailed to China, to GACC, and then to the final process, it may take 3 months. We also thank GACC for their jobs, for their very fast support to the foreign registration. I hope that I can answer the question of the audience just now. And also, I'm very glad that there are so many questions to discuss, but due to time constraints, we cannot answer all the questions today. Well, finally, we will invite the Pat, the director of a Chinese director, to give the speech.
Hi, Pat.
Sure, my pleasure. Simon. Good evening, Beijing. Good morning to everyone in Ireland, and I know it's been an early start for you, and also good evening to everybody who's joining online. I'll be very brief, because I'm conscious that it's been a very busy session for all involved, and there's a lot of talking that needs to go on over dinner at the embassy in Beijing. Could I start by just thanking Ambassador Derwin and the embassy team for being, as always, hugely interested, and the ambassador herself for being an incredible advocate for Irish business. And it really is a Team Ireland approach, because it's not just about having company offerings. The regulatory environment, the the approval of certifications, the approval of facilities in Ireland. So it really is a fantastic Team Ireland effort, and we get huge support from the embassy, and I'd just like to acknowledge that first and foremost. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the Chinese buyers and distributors for taking the time to attend. What struck me from the conversation over the last couple of hours has been that there's an incredibly interesting and compelling market opportunity, and it's something that just excites me, and it has since I arrived here in China. But the reason it excites me is that we have a world-class opportunity, or world-class offering. It's an incredibly science-driven industry in Ireland. There's very high levels of innovation, and there's really a tremendous value proposition to offer to the Chinese market and to Chinese partners. But thirdly, the thing then that is very obvious as well is that Irish companies and Irish business cannot do it on their own in China. We need partners. And I think that's really where, if you think of where the conversation has gone this evening, it's actually the start of a conversation in many respects, because we are quite early in the market, but there is tremendous conversations to be had around partnering, distribution, OEM opportunities, and it just gets deeper and deeper. And I would love to see at the end of all of this that we're able to join the dots, make the connections afterwards through Simon and colleagues, and make sure that we get, when we can travel eventually, that we do get Chinese buyers and partners back to Ireland, and of course we'll have the opportunity to welcome Irish companies to China as well. There's a few other just short thank yous I'd like to make. I'd like to thank the Enterprise Ireland companies for being so professional and prepared and committed to the market, not just today, but just that, to being committed to the market over a long period of time, because that's what it takes in China. To Acclime for preparing and presenting an excellent piece of research, and to our very good colleagues at the EU SME Centre in Beijing. Thank you, Renzo and Liam. And I would also like to thank the EI team in Beijing, led so capably by Peter Yang, and also to Simon, who's done a terrific job in this sector and the broader agri sector. There's really, really good stuff going on. And I guess finally then because I know I'm standing between yourself and dinner in Beijing, is just the opportunity, take the opportunity to wish you a happy and prosperous new year to you, your families and your pets. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, just now we mentioned that many friends may still have questions. Online friends and on-site participants, you can still find the QR code, and then you can scan the QR code and leave your questions there. Later, Enterprise Ireland or my colleagues will find you the right person to answer your questions. And that's all for today's Roadshow. And I would like to thank you very much for you to spend the 2 hours with us. Thank you for your participation. And we are about to have the Chinese New Year. The Ireland Embassy in China and Enterprise Ireland and the EU SME Centre would like to wish you a happy Chinese New Year. Thank you very much.
From all of our Irish pet clients, so hopefully we can have some good opportunity in this year to help you promote your product in China. Thank you. So bye.
Thanks, Simon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.